Hey, good morning. Is this Antonio Neal?
Hey, what's up, Sam?
I'm doing all right, sir. Is it early for you as yet, or you had breakfast already?
Oh, I'm good, man. I've been up since 5:30, so I'm fine.
Oh, you're okay. You're early
Today I
riser.
was anyway.
Okay. Well, thanks for taking the time to chat with me over here. Okay, so I want to start with the title of the album. You have a new EP coming out. Let's talk about the new project. I Am America.
hmm Yeah, I'm America. The title, it's really, it's, everybody knows what's happening in our country right now, especially with a lot of the violence, the shooting, the police, all that stuff that's happening. And over the last year or so, being an artistic person, um, I think I absorb a lot of stuff. Just
Mm-hmm.
naturally. I just kind of go through life and minding my own business and people's lives and conversation and things happening. I kind of absorb it and eventually I'll spit it back out into something creative, I guess. And
Mm-hmm.
one thing that title came out of was just seeing people, especially, people of color in America, even though all the stuff is happening and, and people still loving our country. And I'm not a political person at all. That's not really my
Mm-hmm.
thing. But still seeing people see that and say, this is my country. I love this place. And yeah, we have these issues um, and kind of like me wanting to say something to our country and to the
Mm-hmm.
people who feel like they aren't a part. It's like, man, we are America. America is me. I'm America.
Mm-hmm.
You're not on the outside. You're an American. And
Yes. Yes.
and so that's kind of where that came from. Because a lot of times people, if you stand up for yourself, people say, well, won't you leave? It's like, no, I don't have anywhere to go. This home. America
Uh-huh.
is me. I'm America. That's where that came out of. This whole thing about just because I have issues doesn't mean that I don't like it here. I have my wife and we have 3 children, and sometimes my kids tell me things that bother them. I don't kick them out of the
Mm-hmm.
house because they may show me a fault or
Yes.
show me a
Yes.
place that
Yes.
can be improved. I don't say leave. No, I'm like, you know what? Wow, that may have stung, but you know what? They have a right to be here, and they have a right to stand up and say something because they have my name and they're from here.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where that came out of a place of possession. We're from here. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay. Is it already released, or is there a release date?
It will be projects coming out November the 4th. November the 4th.
Okay, so it's a soon to be released project.
Yes, sir.
Now I noticed that in the notes that it says you have a partnership with a company called Studio
The studio
Cafe.
camp. Mm-hmm.
So
Yes, sir.
is it sort of like is an indie movement for you at this time?
Yes, sir. I think, our partnership with Studio Cafe is a great one because I think we get a chance to, number one for me, because I get a chance to control, the content. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
they're like, man, talk about this, talk about that. It's not that at all. It's like we decided to connect. I've been knowing these guys um, for a long time. We just never really collaborated deeply on a project. And so with Studio Cafe and I kind of just sent Maurice Henderson, which is kind of like the founder of it, and I kind of sent him some of the songs I was working on because he's in the music world, I'm in the music world, so I'm just sharing music just because, I got this little demo,
Mm-hmm.
check this out, not thinking anything beyond the fact that this is my friend and we share music. And that's kind of how this process of collaboration started. He was like, man, you kind of saying something there. What you gonna do with it? I was like, I don't know. I'm just gonna share it on Facebook or something. And he's like, what? He's like, come on, man. He said, seriously? I said, yeah. I said, I don't know what's going on. I'm just writing these songs. I'm watching this stuff. I'm getting impacted, and I just want to share. And he was like, man, we need to find out, how to do it. And it's great that you want to do it yourself, but he said, man, you need to, we should think about how we can do it together. And that's how that relationship started.
Well, that's a good. It's really good to have a friend that can look at what you have and share with you what they think and even help to encourage. Listening to the clips of the project, you do hear the inspiration. You really tapped into the energy of what's happening in America presently. So
Yes,
I kind of gathered that, listening to the vibe. What would you call this sound? I mean, if you were going to put it in a category, because I did ask Randy. I said, so so he said, well, ask Antonio. So what would you say this genre is, or this style? What would you put it in?
well, I would say this. I've never attempted to, in a sense, put out something so raw, something that was
Mm.
kind of like on my heart, something that was kind of, it had nothing to do with being polished. It had anything to do with trying to be poppy or anything of that nature. And
Mm.
so it was just really, at the end of the day, it's just a singer songwriter sharing songs. And
Okay.
so
Okay.
it's a singer songwriter folk. Um, I call it soul folk. Who knows? Because being myself. But when it comes to a genre, if you look it up on iTunes or something, quite possibly be up under the singer songwriter
Mm-hmm.
world, the folk world. But that's kind of where it is because it's so open. It's not contrived. It's not. We didn't do anything with it. You know, there's just songs. There's just raw songs. Like I said, literally me being impacted by what's happening all around me every day, and not just
Mm.
with police shootings, but here I live in Memphis, Tennessee, and man, we just having just a lot of people, a lot of gun violence this year. And so
Mm.
I'm speaking of just like my community where I'm from, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
like it's a lot of stuff going on in a lot of different angles, and I'm just trying to share that.
Okay. Well, I
Yes,
think you
sir.
definitely bringing that. Now, of course, I had to do a little background thing on you. So I saw that you were Grammy nominated, and you had some Dove Awards. Could
Yes, sir.
you share a little bit on that,
Yeah, I
please?
mean, I grew up in the church and grew up, listen to, choir music and all that. Even though the music that I started writing myself, composing, it wasn't like that. But I kind of grew up in that world, playing basketball and stuff. And when I started writing music, I just started again, just like my friends, just sharing with people, man, just sharing with folks. I just believe as an artist, it's almost like a chef or, somebody that cooks. You just want people to taste it. Hey, want to try
Mm-hmm.
this, try this, try this. And so that's always been me. And I've never really been on the commercial side of things. I mean, I've been there, but I don't really care for that as much as I care about creating and then seeing people's response. And
Mm-hmm.
so I met some friends. Met a friend, and he invited me to a studio and did some work for a guy, and he kind of introduced me to the whole recording world. And then this guy moved to Nashville and told me about Nashville. And I ended up visiting Nashville, met some people, Toby Mack from DC Talk and some other folks, just kind of
Oh,
met
okay.
met them. And then Toby Mack just said, hey, man, come on back to Nashville. Don't call, just show up. And he said, man, just come. He said, man, you got a gift. And I was
Mm-hmm.
like, wow. And he's like, man, and he just introduced me to everybody's label at Goatee Records and told them who I was and told them I was from the St.
Mm-hmm.
Louis area. I was from a little town called Alton, Illinois, which is right over the river from St. Louis. And
Okay.
he connected me with one of their producers from one of the Goatee brothers, as they used to call them back in the day, and Todd Collins. And we started a relationship, a friendship. And I would drive back
Mm-hmm.
and forth from Alton to Nashville, writing songs. Just, man, I mean, just literally hundreds of songs. And
Wow. Wow.
lo and
Yeah,
behold, just
Toby.
opportunities just
Yeah,
happen.
yeah. Toby Mac has a knack for. He has a good inclination for talent, especially in the
Yeah.
gospel. Well, not just gospel, but the Christian contemporary realm. He's pretty. He has a pretty good insight. I remember I never met him in person, but of course, being in the industry, you read and you know of certain guys, and then from the DC Talk, I had a couple of their albums. And then when he started the Goatee record label,
That's right.
he had a couple of nice little groups out there. So that's cool. That's
Yeah.
that's kind of like a nice. Now, were you, or should I say, okay, from having that a religious background, and in reference to what you're presenting now, do you feel a little wary bringing the material to that audience? Do you think the audience would be receptive,
That's a
or
great
how
that's
you
a great
feel the
question.
audience would would accept the direction that you're taking.
Yeah. No, actually, I'm not very leery in the sense of that. I think most people their palette for music is more broad than they think, than most people think. Number one, I know people listen to music. People love music. And so even though I grew up in that genre and people know of that, I've always written love songs. I've always written songs about family. I've always written songs that are about my life. I've always had a more complete look at my life than just what you call, quote unquote, church music. So I've always written about many things in my life as a young man growing up, following Christ. So I think people will understand where I'm coming from because the music isn't necessarily confrontational. I'm not coming at some, baba this, I hate this, I hate that. No, I'm talking about the response. And that's why I did this record, because I feel like we all as creative people have a responsibility to respond. And my thing is, this is what's impacting me. I have 2 sons, I have a daughter, and this is what's impacting our world. And because I'm creative and because I'm a sponge, I have to say what's happening. And I still have other things on this project that doesn't really deal with that. But frankly, that's the heart of the project, is to say, to really say we are America. We are people that are experiencing things, and you can't just turn around and say it doesn't exist. But also, I want the project to be used for people to understand their value and who they are and be proud of that. And I just want to share music, man. So I'm not thinking about genre. I feel like I'm going to meet some new people. I feel like I'm going to be able to put in a position so new people can find out who I am, and also those people who know who I am can also embrace what I'm doing.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I know, for some folks, sometimes they sometimes would like to put an artist or a friend that they know in a box, and then when you venture out, then they kind of get worried, So, but yeah, I like your outlook on that. Now, what instruments do you play?
Well, the first instrument I play is my mind.
Okay. Well, it starts there.
That's the first instrument, is my mind. I'm at core a songwriter, a writer, and so the first thing, I'm always got a symphony in my brain going on. But I dibble and dabble a little bit with the guitar. But again, my main thing is my mind and my pen and words and things of that nature, and just expressing myself. But yeah, I sit down a little bit and learn songs on my guitar that I can share with other people, whether it's a band or recording and things of that nature. So I would say if I had to choose, I would say guitar, but I'm not trying to be, baby facing. It's just really me. But that's how I express myself, is pick up my guitar and finding a chord or two and letting it go.
So on your project, is that you playing guitar, or is that someone playing for you?
Oh, yes, sir. That's me. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right. So that's good. I like it. That's nice. I like nice angle. So who would you say your influences are?
Musically, got a couple influences. I would say musically, my influence definitely, you're talking about, Al Green. You're talking about the Neville brothers. I love Aaron Neville.
Wow. Okay.
People like, people that sound, Bill Withers, people in that type of kind of flow. Because I'm not the guy that's going to do a whole bunch of what you call runs and all that type of stuff like that. I'm the guy that's going to mostly sing you lyrics. I'm more of a lyricist, a communicator like that. And I look at Aaron Neville and Al Green and Bill Withers, those are people that I really like. Like, I can listen to them because of their songwriting and what they're talking about. And their music is timeless. It just keeps going and just doesn't stop. And at the end of my life, I would like to be known as a person that wrote songs that kept going. I want my songs to live way longer than me.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
All right. So you actually a big performance coming up at HSBCU. Did I say that right?
Yes, sir. At Howard University. Yes, sir.
Okay, what date is the event, and what is it about?
Well, it's the Black Male Summit. It's going to happen there at on October the 6th there at Howard University, and really, I believe really what's happening. It's about rising to greatness. That's really what it's about, and it's going to be there at the Crampton Auditorium on that campus, and it's really about preparing young men and women to advance social justice and human liberty. That's really what the whole thing is about: advancing social justice and human liberty. And this is their second one, and just I've been invited to be a part of it. What I'm so excited about, number one, for what they're doing. But number two, just they're going to let me share my song, I'm America, for the first time. We're going to have 100 male young man choir behind me singing it with me. And so for the first time that I share my stuff publicly, it'll be there at Howard with this choir behind me and these people out here to celebrate and try to push forward justice. So I'm really looking forward to that, just having an opportunity and hopefully get up there and see what the great things they're doing there in the D.C. area.
All right, that sounds really good. I mean, you're going to have a choir and all of that. That you might have to record that and let send that to us to check it out.
Oh, definitely. We're definitely gonna have some cameras there, and hopefully, I know they're gonna have a great sound. Been talking to them about their sound, so we hope that it all comes well, and maybe, I'm America can start ringing around the country, being some a new anthem, I would say. Who knows?
Yeah,
we're gonna get up there and we're gonna share and have a good time and see the greatness that they're doing with this mentorship program.
Okay, so the event at Howard is Howard University. What's the date again for that?
October 6th from 10 to 3, I believe, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Crampton Auditorium.
And then the EP drops on November the 4th?
November the 4th, yes, sir. Everywhere digital music is sold, yep.
So, I thank you for your time. Is there anything you wanted to talk about that I didn't ask or I didn't bring up that you want to mention in the interview?
Yeah, I want to say I love your website and what you guys do there. I love the fact that there's still a medium and a place for people like myself, people who are unknown but love music and want to give. And so I want to say thank you for giving me this opportunity because I don't take this for granted. This doesn't happen every day, and so I want you guys to keep going, doing what you're doing, providing a platform for us to be heard. So thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome, and it's a pleasure to to work with this. And I thank you for your time, and I thank you for tapping into your creative. What's that word I'm trying to find? But tapping into the creative realm and responding to what's happening in America. We need people like yourself that tap into it and bring the awareness, not just to us, but it's also going to be a stamper in time for those, for generations to come. They'll probably look back at your record and say, hey, this guy is singing about what was happening, the current events at the time, So definitely, I appreciate the fact that you're doing a record like this.
Yes, sir. Thank you. And also, I'm going to tell you, too, people can find me on Facebook simply at Antonio Neal Music.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, thank you and blessings, and keep us posted.
We'll be in touch. Thank you again, sir.
All right, then.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Couldn't believe my eyes. Is this the land of the brave and the free? Oh, I heard a grown man cry, terrified in disbelief. Oh, but he can never hear freedom singing in our tears. How many more fathers How many more sons and daughters? How much more blood in the streets before we decide to see? How many more? I couldn't sleep last night, wide awake when the sun came up. Oh, I couldn't sleep last night, yeah, 'cause vengeance had filled my cup. Oh, but what's the use of that? That would play right in their hands. Hey. How many more fathers? How many more sons and daughters? How much more blood in the streets before we decide to see? How many more? How many more fathers? Yeah, yeah. How many more sons and daughters? Yeah. How much more blood in the streets before we decide to see? How many more? How many more? Gotta stand up. Ooh, we gotta stand up. We gotta stand up before they shoot us all down. Before they shoot us all down. Ooh, we gotta stand up. Ooh. Stand up, yeah. Ooh, we gotta stand up before they shoot us all down. Before they shoot us all down, we gotta stand up. 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 We gotta stand up before they shoot us all down. America, 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 America. Gotta stand up, America. Gotta stand up, America. Gotta stand up, America. I couldn't believe my eyes. Is this the land of the brave and the free? Couldn't believe my eyes. That was a dream last night. Couldn't believe my eyes.